They debuted with this tune, and you know, knowing that when they got before they got on stage, they were so nervous, bro. And this was like a big, big moment, and they're in front of other K-pop groups, right? That all these other labels had put together. So they were walking in there as the underdogs, for real, for real. And they get up there and they debuted and they did this move. And it was where they all kind of got around. And was it Jimin, Irene?
Yeah.
They all get around Jimin, and he does this walk, and he walks sideways, and he walks on him all the way around.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Holy shit, dude! When I saw that, I lost. That was it. That was it. When I seen that, and then they did another move where they kind of came together and they made themselves look like a gun. And V jumps up on top, and he starts doing this, and he's like shooting. It's crazy. Like the choreography that I saw on that debut, man, blew me away. And why do I say that? Because for a while I was a professor at a performance arts college, right? And I
Right.
used when I used to go to my classroom, I had to go through the corridor that had all of the dance department and all of that. And I knew showing up there, I would show up there I'd get there at 7:30. These girls were already in the studios by 6 in the morning. And they didn't leave that school. They danced all day in different styles, man. Ballet, fucking echo dancing, you name it. They wouldn't leave that school until I was leaving. And that was usually around 8:30, 9 o'clock. And that's how long these girls dance. So when I saw that move, I knew what it took to do that, man. I've seen those teachers at the IAB here in Barcelona, where I used to work. I've seen those choreographers work with these girls. And the amount of pressure, the amount of concentration to pull that off is immense. And to level that on seven dudes was the other thing that was incredible, and they pulled it off. And that was my moment that I knew me, if I had been in that moment, Dom, I'm telling you, out of all the people, I would have probably said, those guys. Those are the
Right.
guys. Like green light anything these guys do, because that took skill. It took a lot of concentration, and to be able to pull that shit off amongst other competing groups who have their own choreographers and sometimes the same choreographers, to be able to rise that high up in their first debut, that was my coming to Jesus. So I wanted to show that video. Have you seen that video?
I saw a clip of it. That's why I realized what you said. I saw a baby clip of it as a short, but they didn't show the whole thing. They just showed the part where he walked him a little bit for like 5 seconds. But I never watched
I
it.
want to show you we got 20 minutes left, so I want to show you this whole video and get your reaction about it. So Irene, you ready to roll it?
Sure.
Let's
Let
go.
me share my screen.
My wife keeps my shit straight, man. She's always having a
Right. I get it. And I get it.
Um, okay, so and you haven't reacted to this one actually, Frankie, because this is the official music video for
right.
No
I
More
just saw
Dream.
the right. Go ahead. Let's go.
So this is No More Dream, the official music video. You guys can see it, right?
Yep.
I can
All
see
right.
it. I can see
Let's go. This dude driving a whole bus.
What's up? What's up? This is Blackhead Exclusive. And the coolest kid in the world. Woo! BTS. Rap Monster. Jin. Jimin. J-Ho. V. And who do we got here right now?
Yeah, they're so mad.
Jungle. 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 네 꿈은 그거래 I want a big house and big rings 뭐 사실은 I don't have any big dreams 난 참 편하게 살아 꿈 따위 안 꿔도 아무도 말 안 하잖아 다 똑같이 나처럼 생각하고 있어 까먹 꿈만던 어린 시절 하긴 걱정 마 멀리라도 갈 거니까 알았어 엄마 지금 독서실 간다니까 지금 네 거울 속에 누가 보여 I gotta say 너의 길을 가라고 단 하루를 살아도 뭐라도 하라고 나약함은 담아 왜 말 못하고 있어 공부를 하기 싫다면서 학교 때려치기는 겁나지 이거 받은 거야 준비하네 벌써 설정들은 제발 좀 얼마 살아가지고 유리 멘탈 보이 스톱 자신에게 물어봐 언제 네가 열심히 노력했냐고 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 네 꿈은 그거래 거짓말이야 서툴 라이어 심이야 내 시선 차이야 왜 자꾸 딴 길을 가래 야 너나 잘해 제발 강요하지 말아줘 라라라라라 내 꿈을 보내 내 꿈을 보내 고작이 꺼내 지겨운 쌤들 반복되는 매일 어른들과 부모님한테는 바뀐 꿈을 수입해 장래 희망 넘버원 공무원 강요된 꿈은 아냐 구해 말 구원 투수 시간 낭비 야자에 도주구는 아니 똑같은 사회 반항해 꿈 특별 사면 자신에게 물어봐 네 꿈의 프로파일 어감을 받던 인생 네 삶의 추억가 되어봐 지금 네 거울 속에 누가 보여 너의 길을 가라고 단 하루를 살아도 뭐라도 하라고 나약함은 담아줘 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 야마 내 꿈은 뭐래 네 꿈은 그거래 거짓말이야 서툴 라이어 심이야 네 시선 차이야 왜 자꾸 딴 길을 가래 야 너나 잘해 제발 강요하지 말아줘 고작이 꺼내 살아가는 법을 몰라 날아가는 법을 몰라 결정하는 법을 몰라 이젠 꿈꾸는 법도 몰라 노래 떠났다 이제 춤을 춰봤자 다시 꿈을 꿔봤다 너 꿈을 대지 마 춤을 대지 마
Feel that shit.
왜 자꾸 딴 길을 가래 야 너나 잘해 제발 강요하지 말아줘 내 꿈을 머리 고작이 꺼내 To all the youngsters without dreams
What do you think there, Dom?
You know, as a BTS fan and someone who's watched so many videos, I have to be honest. Like every time I see their older videos like that, and I see where they are now, I just think back to where like it's just amazing that nothing's really changed except their song lyrics. Like the work ethic, the moves, the attention to detail, it's always been there if you want to look. Don't get me wrong, they've probably gotten better now, but when I watched that video, it just showed me that they've never gotten out of their roots. They've always had good choreography. They've always had very active videos that make you feel what the song's about, and they always shine together. It's never like I watch a video and I say, okay, just this one person shine. Or just it's like an equal setting that they all play on. When I watch that video, the main thing that comes to my mind is, man, when this debuted and this hit the internet, the world didn't know what was in store for them. And when I watch it now, I just like, all you can do is smile because you just laugh because you be like, when this dropped, there were so many people that didn't like this. A lot of people did not like this. And when it dropped, it was a lot of negative reactions. It was some good, but it wasn't like it was now. But I think me watching it now, I appreciate it more seeing it now after reviewing everything else. And I see that if you really want to look, it was always right there in front of your face.
Yeah. I, as a professional working in the industry of performing arts, right? And being a professor of that and teaching college students this, it was I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the opening to the old TV show Fame? Do you remember that at all?
No,
It
it's
opened
been
up,
so
and what
long.
it was a bunch of dancers, and the choreographer was pretty much yelling at them, and she had a cane, and she would boom, boom, now go over it, 1, 2, 3, and it was very rough like that. And I know that at the beginning of the year, you had bright faces and faces from all over the world because to get into this school was kind of like getting into Berkeley. You know what I mean? Like they ain't taking just anybody. You have to be a superstar already coming to them before they take you. It ain't about money like that. So I saw a lot of, you know, faces that made it. And Dom, I'm telling you, within 6 months, they weren't there anymore. They couldn't handle the type of training that they were about to go through. And these are 3 and 4, year degrees that they have to be always, and not everybody can handle that. So watching them do that, knowing how much time it took was, it just, it I knew right then and there they were something special. And man, trust me, I worked in Orlando. I used to live in Orlando. As well. I've lived in a lot of different places. Orlando, when it was blowing up, we had just gotten there after the dust had settled from all of the NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all the allegations with the guy that was doing all that stuff. I ended up knowing all of those people, and so knowing and seeing them try to put other groups together and stuff like that, something was missing. And when I see these guys, that just opened me up to that industry and then to realize that that was real artist development. And that's what we were missing in the United States. I think we just, as an industry in the US, became super lazy. And then on top of that, like I saw a boy group get destroyed in a meme. And I felt bad because it was just an example of what could happen. This is a boy group who was out there. They're coming from Orlando. They're doing their thing, and climbing, man, being backed up by the same people that had put out Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all that. And one meme destroyed them. And it was a meme where
Right.
they're like, "Hi, I'm this guy, this guy, this guy," and then together we are. And then you see one of the guys from The Sopranos throw something. He's got effing run. He basically gives them he says a slur, but that shit blew up and it ended them because
Right.
they couldn't come back from it. And I just thought that was so fucked up. Why would you know what I mean? Like, why you want to do that to these dudes, man? You know what I mean? And literally get it to the point where they disbanded like that. And it was sad. And but then I look at K-pop, and for K-pop artists, that's first day shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's first day shit. They get pulverized day after day after day by their own people, by their own press, by their own countrymen. Like they take shots at these guys, and then if they're not getting it from them, they're also getting it from other people from different around the world, and then their fans
Right.
end up having to damn near take up arms to go and defend these guys. Like what a serious dynamic. I've never seen in my lifetime something like that. So volatile. It could be volatile very quickly, especially in comments and trolls. So to me, that's when I stop and I go, well, I do feel sorry for that group in Orlando. That was some bullshit, right? Should have never happened. But then again, you know, these guys have been through worse, and they stuck it.
Yeah.
They stuck it out. They didn't let that shit get to them. They did not. How many memes has BTS been part of? And I'm talking about negative campaigns. There are people who actively hate these
100,000.
guys.
100,000.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say I look back in not particularly at this group. I would never, because I like this particular group. I'm just sad that they're not together anymore. But and I do look back beyond them. I say that's just, to me, if you're not working as hard as the K-pop guys, in my mind, you're not working hard, man. In my mind, you got to be
Right.
working as hard and if not harder. Now, there's a lot of rumors of abuse and all that stuff, and I don't know any of that K-drama. I don't really get into any of that stuff, but I will say that I'm not going to stand here and tell you that that kind of mental abuse doesn't happen. I've seen it. I've seen it happen in some of these performing arts schools, and there are a lot of very dickish people that are professors. I aimed myself not to be that. You know what I mean? But I've seen how hard they can be. I've seen how they drive these students, and I've seen some of these students actually seriously contemplating taking their lives because of all the pressure. So for me, knowing what they go through, the fact that they've lasted this long, even through a pandemic on top of that, just strength. Strength, man. Those guys are just, they have my respect, man. Big time.
Didn't they have number ones through the pandemic? They had the Dynamite came out during the pandemic, didn't it?
I believe so. Irene, yeah,
Yeah,
that came out during the
it was number one during the pandemic. And I think maybe Butter, and I don't know.
But you see, what's crazy is that all that happened, Dom, but if you go back to those guys at that moment and you watch the behind the scene videos, I don't think that they were being told everything. And I don't think it was nefarious. I don't think that, I just think that there was so much happening that these guys didn't have enough time to actually stop and go, oh my God, we're number one. You know what I mean? Until all of a sudden they started winning awards and everything. And you can tell, you can look on their face like, what the hell? Like, this has just gone from boom, and all of a sudden we're winning awards and everything. And it's got to be tough. Like I've said it before, I've toured with some big artists as a musician. I've seen what they've gone through. My brother was a big celebrity back in the 90s and stuff. I saw what he went through. So, and it's the business that I've been in. And I get it. It's hard. But man, these guys just do it well, man. And the fact that they get along, and I'm sure that they have their quarrels inside and everything, but they don't ever let that shit leak. You know that in the United States, motherfuckers be like, that's it, I got a problem. Now I'm going to put a podcast out. And we're going to talk shit about this dude. And you know what I mean? They start inviting people over, and it's this whole big thing. I'm glad it hasn't done
that's the most underrated. That's the most underrated, impressive thing about BTS. If I could pick one thing of everything we've talked about and everything people have said about them, I do believe this, and I've always told people this. The most impressive thing about BTS is I've never heard of an internal leak. There's never been someone within the camp say something out of emotion, tweet something out of emotion. You and I know girl group or boy group in the States. Someone's going to say something. Someone's going to leak something. Someone's going to tell an agent something.
Someone's going to shoot their shot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be something. So it's like, I think that's the most impressive thing. There's still, even to this day, such a tight-knit group. And when I watched that video, I don't know if you ever saw that. It was a meme that showed every group that they, because it's fitting that you played that video. There's a meme with that picture, with the main thumbnail picture for that video. And they say every group that BTS debuted with that year, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2013, I believe. I think it was 2013 when they debuted. It's a meme picture with BTS and 39 other K-pop groups from all different companies from all over Korea. And it's a two-page meme. It say every group that debuted this year, every group that still makes music, and it was only them on the next page. And I thought, wow, to have the lowest budget, the lowest amount of support, and you basically have to do everything on your own and live together, and you survive more than, and there were guys from SM and YG and all these other big labels that are not around anymore. And I thought that was their single best achievement, the fact that we debuted with all of these groups and people hated us the most, and we're the biggest in the world. So I thought that was fitting.
Well, dude, listen, we've got 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes are yours, sir. What would you like to say to my audience looking at a different reactor? Like, plug your show, tell me, ask question, do whatever. The last 5 minutes is on you, sir.